Right, just as a word of warning for those of us who haven't seen this episode of Stranger Things, um, in the immortal words of River Song from Doctor Who, spoilers. Now, let me find a blonde curly wig. Right then, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knack. I do the daily teasers, which are a set of quizzes every day. You'll see them floating past on Knack's Old Peculiar, my blog, and on my YouTube channel here, Mr. Cuddy2977. Hello and welcome wherever you are. I do daily brain teaser quizzes. I talk about movies occasionally when I see them. I also like to sit in a nice cold draft, as today's been really hot. So if you hear cars and motorbikes going past, I've got the window open. I also talk about, in between dodging the traffic and in between getting distracted, I also talk about movies, as I've said, and TV shows that I watch. Right at the moment, Fridays have seen me watching the second season of Star Trek Picard, which is looking rather good. It's a good little thriller. I've got another episode of that to watch on Friday, and I'll have my review up on Saturday. That's on the 15th and 16th. You are perfectly welcome to keep an eyeball open. I'll also try and put links to various other bits of content in the little eye under or in that top corner there. I am also, or have also been, watching episodes of the latest series of the hit Netflix show Stranger Things. It's looking just as good as Picard Series 2, and I suspect for pretty much the same sort of reasons. It's got a damn good cast, and it's got some very good producers and writers. But last night, which was Tuesday the 12th, I got to see episode 3, Monster and the Superhero, and I wanted to tell you what I thought about it. Chapter 3, The Monster and the Superhero, opens not with the usual summary, but with a house. A little house in the sleepy Nevada town of Ruth, where Kathy Owens, Christine Kellogg-Darren, is doing the dishes until she's interrupted by the arrival of a military helicopter, one whose occupants, a team led by Lieutenant Colonel Jack Sullivan, Sherman Augustus, are convinced her husband, Dr. Sam Owens, Paul Reiser, is the only person who knows the location of a certain schoolgirl. Post-titles, we shift to California and see the aftermath of Millie Bobby Brown's attack on the bully Angela. The crowd at Rinkomania, wouldn't you know it, are sympathetic to the cute blonde Angela and mostly ignoring a blood-soaked Eleven. A blood-soaked Eleven who, driven back to the Byers family home by a stoned Jonathan and Argyle, is not exactly reassured by the pair's conversation. She's especially not reassured by Argyle's belief that skates have rubber wheels so people don't get hurt when they get smacked. Once the groom, including Will and Mike, Noah Schnapp and Finn Wolfhard, get to the Byers' home, that's when the group finds out they've got bad news coming. Joyce and Murray, Winona Ryder and Brett Gelman, are going to Alaska for what they say is a last-minute business conference. Meanwhile, Lucas, Caleb McLaughlin, is still in Hawkins with the rest of the gang, and he's with the Hawkins High basketball team, who've talked him into helping them find Eddie, Joseph Quinn. The team's captain, Jason Mason Dye, is after revenge, and Eddie himself is hidden in a local boathouse. Not only is he scared, he's got police and vigilantes out for his blood, but he's also getting slightly unnerving help from Dustin, Stephen, Max, and Robin, Gator Matarazzo, Joe Keery, Sadie Sink, and Maya Hawke. Frankly, Eddie's about as reassured as 11. The Hawkins gang, however, are left with few choices once they leave Eddie, as heading out to do what they can is when they meet Nancy, Natalia Dyer, who's at the trailer park Eddie calls home. And as they arrive, she's being interviewed by Hawkins' finest police. They found the body of her fellow journalist, Fred, with the same sort of disturbing eyeball-removed injuries Chrissy had. It's only after the police leave that Nancy tells Dustin and the gang what's been happening. That she's been told the real killer is somebody called Victor Creel. Desperately wanting to help Eddie, the gang agree to help her. Robin will help Nancy at the local library researching Creel, whilst Dustin, Steve and Zadie find out all they can from the school counsellor's office. It's only there, rooting illegally through the case files, that Max notices Chrissy and Fred were patients of the counsellor. It's only there that she realises she's got a lot of the same symptoms. It's only there that she realises she could be Vecna's next victim. And it's only whilst this lot that's going on in Indiana that Eleven is arrested in California. Someone has a deal for her. Now, the monster and the superhero. Good, bad, indifferent. It is certainly not indifferent. And I'm pretty sure it's not exactly bad either. What we have in this episode is a cast that, again, is performing very well indeed, combined with some very well delivered plotting and scripting. Some very good writing in this episode, I think, but what do I know? I'm just one guy on YouTube who's telling you what he thinks. I think it's good. What the episode is doing is giving us some absolutely beautifully dark scenes, especially at the episode's end. Sadie sinks Max, realising she's the next possible target. Eleven's very, very Faustian deal with Dr. Owens, combined with some extremely funny, light, much ado about nothing style romantic comedy. Witty one-liners flying about all over the place. Dustin is teasing Steve about breaking up with Nancy and still liking her. And neither Dustin and Nancy quite realising why Steve and Robin aren't dating. If you've seen the third series, trust me, you'll know what's going on there. Basically, Robin is more likely to want to go out with Nancy than she is with Steve. Let's leave that there. At any rate, The Monster and the Superhero is another extremely well done, well written episode, and it's one that's, I felt, slightly better than Vecna's Curse because it's actually slightly shorter. They've actually got the length right in this episode as well. 4 stars all round for this one. Now, with all that said, it's officially a Wednesday night, or at least Wednesday early evening. It's nice and cool. I've got the window wide open to let the air in, and if any dog-walking people go past, they're probably wondering what on earth is going on. At any rate, if you're watching my current batch of TV reviews, you'll know I'm watching the full series of Stranger Things. This is about the 3rd episode, obviously. I'm also watching the 2nd series, as I think I've mentioned, of Star Trek Picard. I will be watching Picard's 4th episode, Watcher, on Friday the 15th of July, and posting my review of it on the 16th. I'll be watching the next episode of Stranger Things on Tuesday the 19th of July and reviewing it video and written-wise on the 20th. I would love it if you join me for both of them. Please keep an eye out for the blog and for more on this channel. I'll see you then. I'll see you next week. Please feel free to subscribe, get yourself notified, and hit like and share. I'll see you the next time. Just as a final thought, and you've probably worked out I'm going to throw in a few of them in these TV reviews, is it just my imagination, or as he gets older, does Paul Reiser really starting to look like the late Terry Jones? It's a worry, isn't it?